Hello, everybody. Welcome to UPEI Alumni Canada Games Place final regular season game for both Holland College and Dalhousie. Peter Ruckes alongside Vern McIntyre, and really a nothing game, but at the same time, it is a something game. The playoff format is all set up. It's going to be Holland College taking on UMB St. John. Dalhousie is going to take on UMB Fredericton, but you want to keep guys sharp, don't you?
Yeah, and you can't play football at a level. You can't go out and play a football game saying this is nothing. It's too rough a sport. You can't go out there thinking this means nothing. You have to play full tilt or get off the field.
So next week is the playoffs, but still, there's something to play for in terms of Holland College, because a victory here would make it 17 games undefeated, and that is an amazing stat line for the Holland College Hurricanes. And we are underway here in Charlottetown. Holland College in the red and white, and Dalhousie in their gold uniforms here, and Dalhousie will start their offense from around the 35-yard line, although we do have a flag on the play. Holland College coming off a 38-6 win last week against UMB St. John, 33 unanswered points in the third quarter of that game, and Coach Kyle Quinlan called it probably the most complete game of the season. So Dalhousie will start at their 35-yard line. Dalhousie, on the other hand, they won 31-20 as they beat UMB Fredericton, a team that they're going to face in the semifinals next week. So Nick Hunsley in the shotgun. He played here, Vern, for a couple of years and won a couple of titles, I believe, with Holland College.
Yeah, at least one. Excellent quarterback, excellent running quarterback. We'll see how, and he runs the first play.
And Hunsley trying to get past the line of scrimmage and can't as he's tackled. Probably lost a couple of yards on that play. Coach Kyle Quinlan said that very experienced quarterback in Nick Hunsley has a fairly strong arm and a player that's been around. He's got plenty of experience.
Yeah, lots of experience. I don't know the team. There's a lot of interceptions on the team this year. I don't know if that's accuracy on Hunsley's part or young receivers. It's tough to tell, but he's a past champion, so he knows what he's doing out there.
So that brings up second down and about 2. Handoff right here, and again, solid defense from Holland College, as that's number 5, Legier, trying to make his way up the middle, and flag on the play. And he's going to be the guy that's going to get a lot of carries here. He's going to get a lot of work, number 5, Zach Legier.
Yeah, I looked at the film from a couple of their past games. He's excellent at pulling the defenders out and then cutting back into the heart of the defense. An excellent running back, probably the best running back in the league. So we'll see there. One of their weaknesses, from what I had seen on the film, is running up the middle. Their A gaps, and Holland College has that excellent linebacking crew, the Surrey Wildcat crew of Fitzpatrick and Ross Young, so I'm not sure how that'll work for them today. But when they run out on sweeps, they're really, really effective.
So a penalty against Holland College, but right now Dalhousie's going to kick this ball away. And back there to receive this ball for Holland College is Kyle Scott at around his 30-yard line. Punt goes up and picked up just at around the 41 or 42. It went out of bounds, so that's where Anton Sanchuk and the Holland College offense will start.
Not a great punt there. Lots of height, but very little distance. I don't know. I didn't see how that went out, but not a great punt. Good for Holland College. They'll start off with a pretty good field position.
And Anton Sanchuk led the team in rushing last week with 107 yards, 41 of those yards coming on a TD run. He also had TD runs of 26 and 3 yards, so he did it once again with his feet. Not a great passing day for the quarterback, but as we've said before, plenty of athletic ability. Sanchuk to throw this one, and that pass is incomplete.
Nice tip there from the DB. Graham Felix got a finger on the ball there and disrupted that pass.
Bring up 2nd and 10. These two teams met first game of the regular season, and it was a close game, very close game, 19-11 in favor of Holland College. 2nd and 10. Sianchuk throws that one, and that's going to be a first down and a lot more, just over the 50-yard line.
Again, a nice play there by Napton. We've seen Napton step up. Hillier is definitely the first target on this team, but Napton has really come through in the last few games as that seam receiver. Great catch there by him. Nice to see him find that ball. It was really moving.
Yeah, Hillier didn't play last week as he was nicked up. They want him healthy for the playoffs. A ball punted away. And it's picked up here by Dalhousie. This is number 18 on the return. Kenzie McNeil takes that one to just over the 50-yard line.
I guess just as I was saying, what a good job Napton did finding that ball in the air. I guess he didn't make the catch, so the punt had to punt the ball away.
So second time on offense now for Dalhousie. Pitch out right here and a fumble. And Dalhousie regains the ball as that was Legier that couldn't quite hang on to the ball there. So he picked up about 3 yards on that play.
One of the things I did see in the film, Dalhousie, the ball goes on the ground every once in a while. They are very good at finding it, either on offense or defense. They even on their defensive side, when the ball hits the ground, they're very good at finding it.
This Dalhousie team, talked to Coach Kyle Quinlan of Holland College, said they're a very polished team, very well coached. Flag on the play as Legier takes it out to around the 50-yard line of Holland College, but we'll see what the call is here. That game that they played, the first game of the season between Holland College and Dalhousie in Halifax, big game for Josh Palmer in that contest. He had an interception for a touchdown, 1.5 sacks in that game, and he has really led this defense all season long.
Yeah, Josh Palmer's been fantastic. He really steps up in these games. Somebody that I think at the start of the season, even himself is a little surprised at how well he's playing, but he's doing a great job on that D-line. Lots of pressure on the quarterbacks, no matter who they've been playing.
So now Dalhousie's going to have to punt this ball away. And back there to kick that ball will be Rob Wilson. At around his 45-yard line. And then a fumble right there as Kyle Scott had some problems feeling that ball.
Yeah, again, when you're a punt returner, you can't let the ball hit the ground. You never know where it's going to go once it hits the ground. But another short punt, that was better than the first, but still a short punt. Tough for a returner to set up if the ball's going to be short. Once it hits the ground, you never know quite which direction it's going to go.
Weather's pretty good for here in late October. Field is not in the best of conditions, but you would have to expect that at this time of the year.
Yeah, grass field is never going to be great this time of year, but there is no wind, which is a miracle for UPEI.
And then a fumble right off the snap here, and Sianchuk had to cover up, so some sloppy play from Holland College. So Sianchuk recovers it. As I mentioned, Sianchuk really did the job last week with his feet, and we've seen that a number of times. And
yeah, it's great to have a dual threat quarterback, one that can run and throw. I mean, he's proven he can throw in this league, but he certainly has the ability to scamper when he needs to.
And he's a passer that likes to find the seam routes. I mean, he seems to be comfortable throwing it down the seam. So that brings up 2nd and 10. Sianchuk will hand that off to Hallowell. Hallowell trying to get to the outside and just could not find any territory to run with that ball.
Dangerous situation there. Hallowell didn't even really have a good handle on the ball, and Halifax was reading run the whole way. There were 3 guys on him while he was still juggling that ball. Lucky he didn't put it on the turf. If he had, Halifax would have had it.
So both offenses are struggling a little bit here in the early going of this contest. 9:52 remaining in the first quarter. No score, Dalhousie and Holland College. Truman to kick this ball away. Picked up there by number 18, Kenzie McNeil, trying to get to the outside. McNeil, and he gets to about the 45-yard line of Holland College.
Nice smart play on his half, waiting there, wait until he had some blockers back with him, and then picking up the ball, using that 5-yard halo to his advantage.
Now, we've already established the fact that this game doesn't really mean anything for Holland College. They want to keep that undefeated streak going. If you're the coach, what do you do with players? Do you sub players at halftime, or?
Oh, it depends on the player. I mean, if you've got guys that are healthy and playing well, I don't know that you do that. I mean, injuries can happen on any given play. You might have a couple of your starting quarterback or something if you're worried about your line, but I don't know. I think these guys love to play so much that it's really tough to pull a guy out and make him sit on the bench when the game's going.
So Legier probably got back to the line of scrimmage right there, and Ulrich Connolly with the tackle right there. And this defense just seems to get better with each and every game. Had a chance to talk to Coach Quillen. He says that last week was probably the best game that he saw from the defense, which says something because they've played fantastic football game in and game out so far this season.
Yeah, they've really been dominant, and it's just a testament to John Thompson and the work he can do with a defensive team.
That brings up 2nd and 10 for Dalhousie. Legier again, you're going to see a lot of him. Legier getting it out to the outside, and he has a first down, and he's inside the 20-yard line, the 30-yard line of Holland College.
And there's that sweep that I said. He didn't even have to break it back in that time. He had a nice big hole. He's fantastic on sweeps. I think we're going to see quite a bit of that today. That'll be their most successful play, I would think, by the end of this game.
Speaking about the Holland College defense, one of the things that Coach Quillen said that has made this defense so good is that they don't do a lot of hitting during the week. I mean, it's mostly about technique and keeps them fresh as the season has gone on. So first down from the 30-yard line of Holland College for Dalhousie. Hunsley's going to put this one up in the air, and that is picked off by Holland College. And I believe that was number 28. Fitzpatrick with the interception there.
Might have been 29. Is there 20? No, I don't see it. It must have been. Great play on his part. Hunsley looking at the situation where he's got a one-on-one with a DB and a receiver, but the ball a little underthrown. The DB had it all the way. He was tracking it the whole time, and just not quite enough on that ball. He needed to lead that receiver, not throw it behind.
Appears to have been Brandon Whitman with the interception there for Holland College. So, again, we talked about the great defense of Holland College. They come up with another big play. So hopefully that'll get the offense going here. Sianchuk under center to Hallowell. Tries to take it up the middle. Might have got 3 or 4 yards. And a number of times when the offense just couldn't get rolling, it was always the defense that would step up. They'd make a big play, an interception, a fumble recovery, and that always seemed to spark Holland College as far as their offense is concerned.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've seen this year, that every time their opposition has a big play, the defense seems to step up within a couple of plays and have it force a turnover. It's really been a remarkable run.
So penalty on the play. And the first game of the season, I remember that contest that they played St. John, or at least the first game here. all kinds of penalties, and that's something you try to want to get away from, especially coming up to the semifinals.
Yeah, you know, that was a chippy game. I'm not sure how much of those penalties in the St. John game were just the fact these two teams don't like each other.
And that's Hallowell, might have got 3 or 4 yards there, so that's going to bring out the punting unit for Holland College.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they'll punt from there or if they'll just take a knee and give up the 2 points. We'll see. Colin Truan's their punter today. He, out there, Colin played for me, excellent player, but he's not going to be able to kick a ball 60 yards. This is not the NFL.
Yeah, and it is second down, so second and about 8. And a flag on the play. Sianchuk with the pass right there. Got it to Kyle Scott. And Scott looks to have a first down. Well, we'll have to see what the flag is. So in the early going, some flags hurting Holland College.
Call that time looking to go against Dalhousie. Offside Dalhousie, yep. So they're going to decline that and take the first down.
So first down for Holland College here. See if they can get their offense rolling a little bit.
You know, and that's a really important play. Here we were talking about punting, forgetting that the penalty decline took away the first down. But, to get that out now, they're out at their 25-yard line. Big difference for the team.
Sianchuk looking to put this one in the air, and he's in trouble right here. And he's going to throw this one away. And no flag on the play. So Dalhousie defense just swarmed Anton Sianchuk right there, and he just tossed that one away.
You know, we may talk about this not meaning anything in the standings, but Dalhousie's defense, their defensive line is really coming out with some fire today. That's a second or third play in a row where they've really come out, figured out the play very quickly and gotten to the player.
As we mentioned, Alan Whitmore, the coach of this team, so comes to teaching defense. He's the defensive coordinator. No better teacher. And now Sianchuk in trouble once again, running for his life, fumbled the ball. Was it out of bounds, though?
Yeah, that ball was out of bounds.
So 2 big plays from the Dalhousie defense. And had Anton Sianchuk running for his life. So that'll bring up third down. And
this is going to be a big
College
play.
will kick it away.
This is going to be a big play because that's a big momentum change there in terms of, they're going to have excellent field position, Dalhousie, after this kick.
Not a very good kick, and it'll come to midfield, the 50-yard line, rather, of Holland College.
Yeah, great field position for these guys to start that drive. Now, that defensive line really gets credit for basically disrupting that entire Holland College series and basically forcing the ball back. Here we are at the 49, at the Holland College 49.
Mentioned Alan Whitmore, second-year head coach at Dalhousie. If the name sounds familiar, it should. He played at Acadia, and then from 93 to 98 was in the CFL with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers and the Montreal Alouettes. So Dalhousie at the 50-yard line of Holland College. Hunsley will hand it off here for Legier, and Legier gets 5 yards there.
Great play there by Legier and by the offensive line. I'll be surprised if they can keep that. That's right into the heart of the Holland College defense. If they can run up the middle and get 5 yards carry, they're playing fantastic.
Yeah, not too many teams can do that. Run that ball in the heart of the Holland College defense. So 2nd and 5 for Dalhousie. As we mentioned, Hunsley played for this Holland College team, helped them win a couple of championships. Back to throw this one. And close to a first down, maybe a couple of yards short of a first down with that pass there caught by number 86 for Dalhousie.
Yeah, and that's one of those tricky plays. I mean, your player is open, but he needed to be open 1 yard further to get that first down. I mean, there's not much sense being open 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He needed to be open. He needed to get that first down on that receiver. That's on the receiver, not breaking his route inside first down territory.
So Dalhousie will punt this one away here on 3rd down. Nice kick. And we got a flag on the play at around the 10-yard line. And that was a good punt right there by Wilson.
Playing a bit of a field position game right now, and quite frankly, Dalhousie's winning it. Each time Holland College has to, they've been going backwards, quite frankly, and Dalhousie winning this field position battle right now. Holland College is going to need a big play on offense to get themselves out of this, out of their own end zone.
Yeah. Offense has been sputtering a little bit here so far in this contest. Still awaiting our first points of the game. No score with 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. And once again, Holland College deep in their own end here as they start out on offense once again. So another penalty against the Hurricanes. So the Hurricanes at their 5-yard line. See if Cianchuk can get anything going here on offense. He's going to drop back here, looking for somebody to throw it to, and that was in and out of the hands of Stephen Napton. And Napton and Hillier are going to be so important for this team once they get to the playoffs. I mean, 2 big receivers for Holland College, and they're going to be counted on to help this young quarterback out.
Yeah, they're the game breakers, especially Hillier, and that's what they're going to count on. The run game is very important to Holland College, but in the end, it's those breakaway plays by Hillier that really sort of make the difference in a lot of games.
So 2nd and 10 to Hallowell. Hallowell now trying to get to the outside, and Hallowell gets to about the 11-yard line for Holland College, and no flags on the play, so that's a good sign. See where they place that ball, and not going to be close to that first down. So once again, the punting unit is going to have to come out here for Holland College as we're in the final minute of this first quarter. Still no score. Punt comes to McNeil, and might have got a couple of yards on that punt return.
And there's John Ross Young with the tackle. Excellent play there on his part. He's one of the starting linebackers, and I mentioned before, one of the Surrey Wildcats that have come up and played for this team. And great special teams play there, stepping in and stopping that play. Maybe a yard, but really punting from his own end zone to have the ball end up about the 40-yard line, 42-yard line is a win for Holland College there.
So we've seen a defensive battle here so far in this game as both teams, their offense just can't seem to get anything going here. So Nick Hunsley will go under center for Dalhousie. 16 seconds remaining in the first quarter here. And looking for a receiver over the middle, and a nice catch there by number 17 for Dalhousie, Byron Kavanaugh.
Again, we've got an intermediate pass, fine on first down, but these guys at some point they're going to have to throw the ball more than 6 or 7 yards. Hunsley seems to be, when he throws the ball deep, I'm not sure if he's trusting his receivers anymore. It's early in the game, but he's only had one deep pass and it was picked off.
Run up the middle here, and that's over the 30-yard, close to the 20-yard line, excuse me.
And a great run play there. Again, this is a little different what we're seeing here. Holland College, those runs up the middle usually aren't effective against the Holland College D, and they seem to be Halifax seems to be making the holes their offensive line to get those runs through.
So that does it for the first quarter of play. Still no score, but some momentum here for Dalhousie on offense. And, you know, we talked about the Holland College defense. That was one thing that we've seen in the past games, is that running up the middle wasn't an option. I mean, you didn't have any territory to run with that ball because that defensive line was so stout.
Yeah, you know, Halifax seems to have some good blocking schemes going here. They really seem to be making some holes. We'll see how this plays out. Holland College might have to start putting a little more pressure on the center of that line.
So from around the 28-yard line of Holland College, Hunsley with a pass gets it right there to Gavin, and Gavin got about 5 yards on that play. And this Dalhousie team don't have the depth that Holland College has. Talked to Alan Whitmore, and he said he had a hard time trying to get enough players for this team. But what they don't have in depth, they're making up for in, you know, technique and the way they play the game. So second down and about 3. And probably got a couple of yards on that play.
That's another rush by Brian, Will Bryan, I think his name is, and you know, I'm not sure where Mr. Legier is. He's their big player. I can't imagine they've pulled him out. Maybe they're just giving him a break on this series, but he's their home run hitter. I don't think he'll be off the field long.
So now Dalhousie will come out here. Wilson is out there. I would imagine they're going to try to kick a field goal here from about the 19-yard line, 20-yard line. Snap is down, and the kick is, we're going to.
Kick was wide from the
wide
call from the officials.
From the official. I thought it went through, but so it's 1 point for Dalhousie. So saw a little bit from the Dalhousie offense. Couldn't quite get the major, so they come away with a point here.
You know, that's a tricky kick. You know, it's 27, 28-yard kick, but this field's pretty sloppy today. You know, kickers that are used to playing off turf like Dalhousie, I don't know how often you're gonna, you know, I mean, it's a fairly short kick in one way, but off this turf, you're not going to get good footholds to make a kick. And that kind of a place, they, you know, I think you see a lot of teams playing against Holland College would probably either go for it there and try and get it, but you know, they got the single point.
So Holland College starts from their 35-yard line. Hallowell tries to take it up the middle, and he gets 3 yards on that play. And you can see Anton Sianchuk and Coach Quinlan, I think they've got their wires crossed here on what play to run. One constant with this offense has been Hallowell. He's been very good this season. So second and about 7 now. Sianchuk on the run once again, and he's going to get that first down depending on what happens with this penalty flag. And I think it's going to go against Dalhousie.
Yeah, the initial signal is against Dalhousie. We'll have to see what the call is. Again, offside on Dalhousie. That defensive line, I'm not sure if it's a defensive line. They must be jumping offside on these plays. That's the second or third call against Dalhousie for offside.
And once again, you saw the athletic ability of Sianchuk to get to that outside, use his feet, and gain that first down. So 1st and 10 from the 48 for Holland College. Sianchuk back to throw down the middle. Napton with a great catch, and he got nailed. And Napton had to go up for that one. And we talked about those seam passes, and there was another example of it.
Yeah, he really has a good feel for Napton where he's going to be on those seam passes, and he'll throw them. He gets that intermediate where he's in between DBs playing the zone, and he'll just fire that in.
So Cianchuk with the completion there to Napton. 1st and 10 from the 45 of Dalhousie. Cianchuk down the middle again, and I think he was looking for Hillier there and overthrew it.
Yeah, that ball sailed a little bit. I'm not sure if he lost a little bit of control on it as he was throwing it or if he just overthrew Hillier, but Hillier was open. He's in between players there if the pass had been on target.
As we mentioned, Hillier did not play last week. A little bit nicked up. Talked to Coach Quinlan. Wouldn't divulge what the injury was, and I didn't expect him to. But he's in this game. I don't think you're going to see him second half if the intention of the head coach is to take a lot of these players out to get ready for next week's semifinal game. Cianchuk to throw again, gets it over the middle. A nice catch right there by Kyle Scott. And he gets that to about the 25-yard line of Dalhousie.
And a late flag, objectionable conduct against Holland College, so I'm not sure where that's going to end up. If they'll give them the first down and then move them backwards, likely.
Yeah, they've been shooting themselves in the foot here in this first half in terms of taking penalties. And the officials talk things over, so that's going to prevent that first down from happening.
So they gave him the first down. They gave him the first down. Okay. It was after the completion. I think the Holland College offensive lineman gave a late hit to one of the Dalhousie defenders.
So it's 1st and 10 from the 35 of Dalhousie. Hallowell takes it out to the left. Still on his feet, got the first down and more. A great run by Carson Hallowell.
Boy, oh boy, really picked himself through there. He was almost tripped up 2 or 3 times and managed to keep his feet and keep his momentum going.
And here we go, another flag on the play. And it's unfortunate, you get these great offensive plays, and, well, we have to wait and see what the call is. But
another objectionable conduct against the Holland College offensive line. This offensive line has to settle down. I know Dalhousie sending 4 guys and putting lots of pressure, but Holland College can't be doing this.
And there you see head coach Kyle Quinlan not happy. Yeah, they have to settle down a little bit, get a little more disciplined here. So the Hurricanes can get some points on the board here as they're knocking on the door. 1st and 10 from the 17. Cianchuk to throw again. He's going to put this one in the end zone. And that is a touchdown right there for Holland College. What a throw by Anton Cianchuk. And a great catch. I believe that was Napton.
Yeah, I think that was Napton who then got tackled by his own player in the over on the warning track there.
And what a pass play. What a catch, too. And good thing is no flags on the play.
Yeah, that's great. And, really, that was a pinpoint pass. He put that right in the back corner on that corner route. That's a tough throw to make and put it right there so Napton can get that just in the back corner.
And it's nice to see that he's got that in his arsenal now, to be able to make a pass like that, because we talked about how good he is seam routes. He's not so good on out routes, but that would show great touch by Anton Cianchuk to put that ball in the corner like that.
Yeah, really a great corner throw. There's a lot of pro quarterbacks have a tough time making that throw, and he put it right where it needed to be. Only Napton was going to be able to make that catch.
So we've got a Holland College player on the ground as training staff out there to look at the player. Not too sure who it is. So we got a stoppage here. 9:30 remaining in the second quarter as we await the extra point here, 6-1 for Holland College. And that's number 62 for Holland College, Quentin Blois. And he seems to be okay. As I mentioned, Holland College 5-0 this season. First place. They're going to play St. John, UMB St. John next week in the semifinal, and that's always a contentious battle when those two teams get together. They love to hate each other, those two teams.
Yeah, St. John and Holland College, they've been in the last two championships. Holland College coming out on top, but yeah, no, it'll be a chippy game for sure when St. John comes here for a playoff game.
So we await the extra point here. And finally getting to see the offense, both these teams probably come alive a little bit here. And Holland College is going to go for 2 points.
Yeah, you might as well be up by 7.
So Cianchuk rolls out, flag on the play. He's going to run it in, and that's the 2 points there for Holland College. But again, we're going to have to wait and see the flag on the field, who that's against. And I think it might be against Dalhousie. No, it's no Holland College.
From where that flag is, it looks like maybe the Holland College receiver crossed before the snap. Went into motion and crossed the line of scrimmage before the snap. And really, again, these guys have to be paying a little more attention. I mean, that's a play there. The quarterback's running to the right. The receiver on the left side goes offside. No need for that.
So Holland College been shooting themselves in the foot offensively with a lot of penalties here. So they'll try it again, try this 2-point conversion. Cianchuk in the shotgun, and he'll hand it off to Carson Hallowell, and he's tackled. Great play by the Dalhousie defense to stop him in his tracks there. So that 2-point conversion is no good. So 6-1 with 9:30 remaining here in the second quarter in favor of Holland College.
Nice to see the Holland College offense come to life a little bit. They've been slow in the first half. They usually seem to come to life a little bit more in the second half. And if you look at their scores at the halftime, it's usually a fairly close game, and they seem to break it open in the third quarter. So, they seem to be getting a little bit rolling a little faster here, getting a touchdown and a nice drive. Run, pass. Lots of different looks, seam passes, corner passes, flag routes. They're really playing well right now.
6-1 here with 9:30. I don't think we should be too surprised with the low score so far when you consider the first meeting of the season in Halifax was 19-11. So it was a defensive battle in that game, and it looks like that's what we have on our hands here this afternoon.
Yeah, and when you think about that game, 19-11, but the defense had 7 points in that game, so.
So Truan will kick this off for Holland College. And some trouble there for number 26, Will Bryan, picking that one up. And he gets it out over the 30-yard line. So Dalhousie will go on the offense here. Start out around their 28-yard line, 29-yard line. And Hunsley, he hasn't been successful too much here in the passing game in this first half. So we'll see if he puts that ball in the air a little bit more. Leger has been very prominent in the offense, as we expected. Handoff now, and they get about maybe 1 or 2 yards on that play for Dalhousie.
And that's Will Ryan in again. I'll have to take a look at the sideline and see if I can see Leger. He looks to be standing. I'm not sure, but this may be a situation where Coach Wetmore has said, that's our guy. We're not putting him at risk for the rest of this game. He was out in the first couple of series, but I haven't seen him since. It's been Will Bryan at quarterback. Running back.
2nd and 9 now for Dalhousie as Bryan stays in there at running back. Hunsley now looking to throw that ball, gets it over the middle, and a catch there by number 9, Alistair Chuhan.
And nice play there. He wide open, that receiver. Somebody dropped him in the coverage, or he found a perfect spot in the zone because wide open and able to convert that. We'll have to see what the flag is.
Yeah, and a number of flags on the field. So that's going to go against Dalhousie.
Dalhousie's offense jumped there.
So they'll place that at the, looks like the 30, 20, 28-yard line. Let's see now. He's going to count it off from the 28. And it's going to be...
Yeah, about the 26.
26, 27, yeah.
And now we're looking at second and 15, so second and 14. A long way to go.
Both teams taking a number of penalties that have really hurt them offensively. And we've got a whistle on the play and
Timeout Dalhousie.
Timeout Dalhousie. They want to talk things over.
You know, this is a tricky spot for them. You know, Holland College has a couple of ball hawks on their team, Jay Dearborn and Andre Peach, both with multiple interceptions this year. I'm not so sure you want to be trying to make a second and long pass into that defensive backfield.
Yeah, and Jay Dearborn has just been unbelievable this season. Not only in the secondary, but also his punting skills have been unbelievable. I mean, I know Coach Quinlan is kind of biased, but he says he feels that Jay Dearborn is the best special teams player in the whole league.
Oh, and I think, you know, he's certainly, if he's not, he's certainly in the running. Yeah, he's been their field goal kicker, their punter, great punter. Now, I see Colin Truan's out punting today. That might be a situation where you're putting a backup in, not risking Dearborn's leg this week. Colin's an excellent kicker himself. But, yeah, no, I see Dearborn. But Dearborn certainly, with his interceptions and his abilities, you know, when the ball's in the air, if it's anywhere near him, he's got as good a shot as the receiver at it.
Yeah, we've seen him this year make a couple of great interceptions for Holland College. So it's second and long now for Dalhousie. Hunsley looking to pass the ball, gets it over the middle. That was a dangerous throw, but it's caught nonetheless, and it's kind of close to a first down. Might even be a first down.
Yeah, I think he's got an excellent play by Hunsley. Here I am saying that, you know, this is probably not a great idea to try and throw that over the middle of this defense, and he stood in there tough and found the open receiver over the middle and made a great play.
Byron Cavanaugh with the catch right there. So Dalhousie moves the chains here. 6:01 remaining in the second quarter. 6-1 for Holland College. Looking to make it 17 games undefeated. Hunsley looking to throw it again, puts it up, and that's caught there by number 80 for Dalhousie, Alex Bain.
You know, and a great look from the Dalhousie offense, putting a receiver or a tight end on that linebacker, Ross Young. Ross Young's great in run plays, but, you know, that was a nice play on their part. He just really wasn't up to the task on that play of keeping up with that tight end.
So Dalhousie moves the chains again, get another first down, so they've got something going offensively here. So 1st and 10 from about the 48-yard line of Holland College. And again, Hunsley looking to throw, and that one was incomplete as he was trying to find Bain once again.
Yeah, Hunsley telegraphed that one a little bit. As soon as he came out of that snap, he was looking at that receiver. I think the DBs, you know, even if he had made that pass, there was quite a few players coming in on that receiver. He's going to have to start looking down, looking those passes off a little bit.
And, you know, Dalhousie here, they have some receivers with some size here. So 2nd down and 10 for Dalhousie. 4:44 remaining here in the second quarter. And again, we got flags on the play. And Dalhousie might have got back to the line of scrimmage on that run.
Just got a note from a text showing that the score in the other game, UNB Fredericton versus UNB St. John, right now stands 21-6 for UNB Fredericton.
So UNB Fredericton is the team that Dalhousie will face in one semifinal, and UNB St. John will be taking on Holland College, a game that will be right here at UPI Alumni Canada Games Place. So that's going to bring up third down now for Dalhousie, and Wilson will punt this ball away. Back there for it for Holland College is Kyle Scott. Scott underneath it at around the 20-yard line, trying to find some territory on the outside, and Scott down at around the 12 or 13-yard line. So that's where Anton Cianchuk and Dalhousie will start the offense here, late here in the second quarter.
And again, you know, the Dalhousie team really impresses me in a lot of ways, and one is their punt coverage. You know, they've really been great at swarming the punt returner and keeping the returns to a minimum.
So we'll see here what Anton Cianchuk can do. He's going to throw it again. He's been successful the last few throws. Makes the completion right there. I think that's Napton. And Napton got about 3 or 4 yards on that play. That's been his favorite receiver so far here this afternoon.
Yeah, Napton's got great hands, and you know, it's for those throws over the middle, that Napton's the guy. He's not afraid to take a hit. We've seen that over and over again. You know, when he's making those catches up the middle, he knows he's going to get hit.
So 2nd and 5 for Holland College. And again, Cianchuk to throw. Gets it across, and that's Napton again. And Napton has the first down for Holland College.
Great play there by Napton. Great little drag route, running under the linebackers and just past the defensive line and then turning it upfield and getting that first down.
Napton has been very busy. We haven't seen very much of Jeff Hillier so far in this game. As we mentioned, didn't play last week. Wasn't 100%.
Yeah, there was one target for Hillier there over the middle. He's out on the field. He's playing, but if they're going to play that underneath routes, that's going to be Napton's forte.
So a handoff here, and about 3-yard gain by Carson Hallowell.
Yeah, tough run there by Hallowell, and nice gang tackle by Dalhousie.
So 2:59 remaining here in the second quarter. 6-1 for Holland College, looking to go 6-0 on the season. Cianchuk in the shotgun here. Looking for a receiver, and he's running out of track right here, and he gets taken down at around the 46-yard line. And he wanted to throw that ball, but couldn't find anybody downfield.
Yeah, number 83 for Holland College. He was running a comeback or a button route of some type, and he wanted to take that, but the DB was about to jump it, so he wisely pulled the ball in and tried to run with it. A nice swarm tackle by Dalhousie to get a hold of him. He broke away from the one tackle, but 2 more guys were there waiting.
Yeah, you want to be very careful here. 2:45 remaining in the half. You don't want to be making any mistakes here offensively and turn the ball over. Cianchuk to roll out now to his left, and he's going to run with it close to a first down, and he takes a big hit at around the 52, 53-yard line, and he gets up. He seems to be okay.
Boy, oh boy, gutsy call by Coach Quinlan. Have his quarterback take the ball and run with it on a third and long, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6. Looks like he didn't quite make it. Great play on the Dalhousie defense to stop him. I thought he had it when he came around that corner.
So did I. I thought he made the turn there, but no, he did not get that first down. So that's a very happy Dalhousie bench right there. So that'll be first down for Dalhousie at about the 48 or 49 yard line of Holland College. So a chance here now for Dalhousie to put some points up on the board before we get to the half.
Yeah, 2:26 left, lots of time.
Let's see what Nick Hunsley can do here. Still no sign of Legier on the field. And you would have to think that he might have a little bit of an injury, and they don't want to risk putting him in, like you mentioned. Now we got a delay here in the proceedings. I don't know if it's something to do with the placement of the ball. So, and now that causes the Holland College bench to be a little up in arms. So that ball is at the 49-yard line. And now another delay here as we get a whistle.
Looks like Holland College just called a timeout. Hopefully they're not arguing the spot. I know it's a game of inches, but really I don't think you should worry too much whether the ball's on the 49 or the 50 at this point.
There you see Kyle Quinlan. He wants to get some clarification from one of the officials here. And he's trying to get one of his assistant coaches out of the fray here. So the initial spot was the 48-yard line. And then just before they didn't set the playoff, I mean, they moved it to the 49. So
yeah, I'm really not sure what's going on. I have to admit, I'm fairly baffled at the whole situation.
I haven't seen that before. Or excuse me, the 51-yard line was on the 52.
Yeah, they moved it up to the 51.
They moved it up to the 51.
Now they've got it almost on the 50. So
Coach Quinlan there, he's baffled. So as we mentioned, this Dalhousie team, one thing that Coach Whitmore talked about, tough getting players. He hopes in the future years they can attract more players to the program. But that was the biggest thing for him, to try to get players to be a part of this Dalhousie team. So he hopes that will change.
And the Halifax football scene is between it and Fredericton are the two best football scenes. In Atlantic Canada, the high schools, Sir John A., where I think Coach Wetmore coached, that's an excellent high school. And I guess St. John, too. I mean, there's some really good football scenes in Atlantic Canada. So they'll be able to grow those programs. But, first year with a new coach, lots of competing sports in the Halifax area. It'll take some time to grow, but he's certainly got the background. He knows the kids playing.
So it's now at the 50-yard line of the Hurricanes. 1st and 10 for Dalhousie. Hunsley looking to throw, and he's in trouble, and a big sack right there. And that's 81, Jake Rushford, and he is a very interesting story. Here's a guy that until this season, he never played any organized football at all. And Coach Quinlan told me the other day, shocked at his progression here this season.
Yeah, I can't believe that we've got a player who basically was friends with some of the other players. They asked him to come out because they knew his athletic ability. And here he is starting on one of the best defenses, arguably the best defense in the league, and, making big plays, and a guy who didn't play football until this year.
Well, the story is that Van Baden, who plays for Holland College, saw him at a class. They were taking the same class and said, "You're too big and too strong not to be playing football." Here's a pass right here by Hunsley. And catching that ball is Alex Bain. He's made a couple of great catches here in this first half. So, yes, Jake Rushford, he was told that he was going to see Coach Quinlan and he was going to play football. There was no two ways about it. He started off as a receiver, and then went to the D line. And Coach Quinlan says week in and week out, he has just progressed so much. So that was a great catch there by Bain. 1:28 remaining here in the second quarter, so Dalhousie still got a chance to put some points on the board and
really great play by Alex Fitzpatrick. I mean, that looked to be a first down on Dalhousie's side, and Fitzpatrick pulled that player down. Shanked punt.
So Wilson, that punt goes out of bounds at around the 29-yard line. So 1:17 remaining, 6-1 for Holland College.
This is an interesting situation here. 1 minute left. Coach Quinlan, not normally the type of guy who plays conservative in this situation. He'll usually go for it. I wouldn't be surprised with Hillier if he's healthy. I wouldn't be surprised to see him run a wheel route or something along those lines to try and get himself open downfield.
So 1st and 10. And there's Carson Hallowell, and Hallowell gets about 9-10 yards here. No, he's got a first down. So one thing that Holland College can count on when the passing game is not going too well, although it has been pretty good here of late in the second quarter, they can always count on 25 to get him a few yards.
Yeah, and a nice play there too. Quarterback draws the receiver or the DBs, lets them think it's a pass, and then does a nice little shovel to the running back.
So 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line, and that pass is incomplete as they were going to Napton once again.
Yeah, and a little bit high on Sienchuk's part. We've seen that a couple of times today. He's just a little high on some of these throws over the middle. Could be dangerous if a safety starts to play on that. If the safety starts to sit back and watch his eyes, it could be dangerous on that side. But still, a nice aggressive call by Coach Quinlan to try and get that first down, try and make a big play.
Sienchuk over here to have a conversation with Coach Quinlan on what they're going to do here with 54 seconds remaining, and we've got a Dalhousie player down. Emmanuel Gilbert being looked at it by the training staff. And it's unbelievable in this league, the coaches, the coaching experience they have here. I mean, you've got guys like Coach Quinlan, who's won a CIS championship with McMaster, Coach John Thompson, we've talked about so much, so experienced. And then you've got Dan McCullough with UMB Fredericton, and Coach Whitmore here with Dalhousie. So many great coaches in this league.
Yeah, it's really unbelievable. You're looking at two ex-CFLers and a person who's won the Heck Crichton Award. It's just amazing the way this league is growing. And, you talked about Coach Whitmore having some troubles, recruiting players. I don't think it's going to be long before the teams are going to be turning people away. Like, this is an excellent league. There's some excellent football being played. And, Holland College has been very successful bringing players in from the Bahamas and New England. It won't be long before Dalhousie starts to do the same, I would think.
So 2nd down here for Holland College. Sienchuk throwing that one up. He was going for Jeff Hillier on that play, and it got broken up. I believe that was Jordan Sterling that knocked that ball away.
And great play there because, Hillier, he's always a threat. He gets that ball in his hands. It's bad news for the defense.
And as you said, Coach Quinlan doesn't like to play conservative, especially late here in this second quarter.
But, we'll see. He might try a fake, but in reality, he's got Colin out there, Colin Truan, and, a bit too far back in your own end zone with 54 seconds left. Probably going to have to punt this one away.
So Truan back to kick this one away. Ball comes to Kenzie McNeil, and there's flags on the play. McNeil gets it to around the 45-yard line, but we'll see what the call is here.
Yeah, it looks like no yards. The Holland College player came in. He tried to get back away from the 5 yards, but at the time, the Dalhousie player made a little move for the ball, and the Holland College player, I think he thought he was going to pick it up. He moved in, and then the Dalhousie player waited, smartly drew that penalty.
So we might get one play, and as they stop the clock at 46 seconds.
And you can see Jay Dearborn arguing that call, saying, he made a move for the ball. At that point, we can't, that's when we moved in. But I don't think there's anything wrong with feinting that you're going to go after that ball. You still have to wait until he picks it up before you can break the 5-yard barrier.
So see where they place that ball here now. They'll place it at the 50-yard line of Holland College. So.
Yeah, 15-yard penalty for breaking that 5-yard barrier. It's a very costly penalty, and the Dalhousie player really made a nice move there to make that feint and draw the Holland College players offside because they were planning on respecting it at the start of the play.
So they put 33 seconds, I guess, remaining in the half right here. Hunsley back to throw it. Tosses that one over the middle right there for number 17. Kavanaugh with the catch, and that's a first down.
Might be just short. Peach made the stop. Yeah, look, they stopped him just short. I thought, he was going to reach that ball over, but they spot the ball just looks like only a foot shy. Interesting play for Dalhousie here. Do they run some kind of a deep play, knowing that they can go for it on 3rd down with only a few seconds left? Are they going to run the clock out on this play?
They've got 2:50 on the clock, but I think that's a mistake right there. So Hunsley back in a shotgun, looking to toss that one up, and that was in and out of the hands of number 80 for Dalhousie, Alex Bain.
And Ross Young, again, on the coverage there, but he had a better cover that time. I don't think that play would have been, even if the player had come down with it, it would have been a tackle.
So not
2 seconds on the clock again.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what's going on with the clock. There must be some kind of malfunction there because I would say there's probably about 20 seconds remaining here in this half. So that ball's going to be at the 41-yard line of Holland College for Dalhousie.
And here comes Dalhousie. No running back in the backfield. 4 wide receivers and lots of protection to protect Hunsley on the line.
Hunsley back there. He's in trouble. Throws it over the middle. And they get that ball close to the 35-yard line. With the problems with the clock here, I'm not too sure how much time is left here in the half.
Well, they seem to have reset it. It seems to be the end of the half there. They seem to have reset it for the 15 minutes between for the halftime. But I'm not sure if they're giving them one more untimed play or not.
So Jay Dearborn is trying to figure out what's going on here, and he's not too sure. We're not too sure. Is there one more play left? I guess there is one more play left in the half here.
Yeah, the play ended there. There's one more, should be one more untimed play.
So that brings up a first down at the 36, 37-yard line for Dalhousie.
So this is an all or nothing play. This is it. This is the last play in the half. They can go for the touchdown. There's not going to be a field goal kick after this. So they either go for a touchdown here or it's halftime.
4 receivers to the lower part of your screen here. Flag on the play. Hunsley's going to put it down the middle, and it's picked off. And that is Jay Dearborn picking that one off. That'll probably be the last play of the half.
Yeah, I think it was Dalhousie's player was offside.
Offside at the line there.
I think the Dalhousie receivers both were offside, so that'll be a pick for Dearborn and should end the half.
So it is a penalty against Dalhousie. And that will do it for the first half here. So the offense kind of sputtered in the first quarter for both teams. It got going a little bit, but still only 6-1 after 2 quarters of play here. Your thoughts on what you saw here so far in this game?
You know, it's really tough to say what's going on. I mean, both teams seem to be very well matched up. Is it a case of both teams playing, as we mentioned, nothing to play for? Are they taking it easy? Or is this just a really tight matchup between 2 well-balanced teams?
So both teams will go off here at halftime, and we'll come back with third quarter action in just a bit, folks. Welcome back, everybody. We get ready now for second half action here at UPEI Alumni Canada Games Play. 6-1 for Holland College over Dalhousie. And Vern, that was the defenses shining, I guess you could say, in that first half of this contest.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you look at the Halifax offense, they did manage to string a few plays together, but Holland College stiffened up at the end and stopped them. And on the Holland College offense side, Halifax's defense only really allowed one series, and then managed to stop this, or not managed, they stopped that that 2-point effort. So 5-point game, Canadian football. This is about as close as we're going to see.
Last week was a big third quarter for Holland College when they took on St. John. They scored 33 unanswered points in that game and cruised to a 38-6 victory. So we'll see if this is going to be a big third quarter for Holland College, as Dalhousie will kick this one off and Bernier will kick it off for Dalhousie. Back there forward is Stephen Julian, and it looks like Kyle Scott as well to return this ball for Holland College. And that's Dino Jones with the ball, trying to get to the outside here, and Jones goes down at around the 20-yard line.
Nice play there, trying to break that around, but great play for the Halifax. For a second there, I thought he was going to make it around that corner and get a bit of a run on them, but players managed to track him down. There's some speed on that Dalhousie special teams unit.
So 1st and 10 from the Holland College 20-yard line. And as you said in that first half, both offenses, they strung some plays together, but it wasn't sustained. It wasn't consistent.
Yeah, it wasn't, and talked to a few people that have been down in the field. That the field conditions are pretty poor. So it's been a lot of rain in Charlottetown the last few weeks, a grass field. So that might have a little to do with it. They were saying some of the quarterbacks and some of the receivers are having trouble planting their feet and really feeling solid on the ground.
That running play there by Hallowell, they might have lost a yard there. Holland College did. Yeah, footwear at this time of the year on a grass field is going to be so key. Because if you don't have the right footwear on there, you're not going to have any traction. You can't do anything from both an offensive and defensive standpoint. So Cianchuk back to throw it. He's in trouble here, and he is sacked at around the 15-yard line. And we've seen that a couple of times here, that Dalhousie defense just breaking through and getting to the quarterback.
And the impressive thing with Dalhousie, I didn't get a good look there, but I think they're only bringing 4 guys. I mean, they're putting their 4 guys on Holland College's 5, and they're winning quite a bit. And they did that against St. John as well. They don't blitz extra players a whole lot. Looks like they're going to go for a quick play here. I'm not sure if they're going to snap this or if they're going to take 2 points or.
So Truan kicks that one, almost got blocked, and it wasn't very deep. Picked up there now by number 18. That's McNeil. And McNeil gets it to about the 32, 33-yard line.
Somewhere in that ballpark. That's a tough spot there for Colin Truan. Colin's an excellent player, but boy, oh boy, they put a lot of pressure on him there, getting that ball out of that end zone. It's not a CFL end zone in this UPEI Alumni Games, Canada Games place. Small end zone, tough place to kick out of, and good job to get it off.
Would have been better to take a knee in there.
Well, I mean, a close game like this, and Holland College's defense is playing so well, I can see it makes a lot of sense to kick it away. Until that D falters, let's put it on their backs and see what they do.
Hunsley with the pass over the middle, and he hits Alistair Chuhan with that pass.
That's Brandon Whitman on the stop. That's a couple of times now we've seen him step in and make a nice hit to stop a first down.
So that's at around the 25-yard line of Holland College. 2nd and about 2 here for Dalhousie. .12:25 here in the third quarter, 6-1 for Holland College. Hunsley, high snap over the middle again. Oh, almost picked off. And that was number
That was
53.
John Ross Young, again, the Surrey Wildcat, first-year player for Holland College. Coach Quinlan has nothing but great things to say about John Ross, and there's you want that back. That was right in his hands.
He's had a solid game here. His dad used to play at Mount Allison, as a matter of fact. His dad was a pretty good football player.
Oh, definitely.
So the officials talk things over with Dalhousie here, see where they spot that ball. And a penalty against Holland College will bring that ball up at around the 15-yard line. So again, penalties hurting Holland College. You saw it in the first half. They hurt them more on offense in that first half. So defensive penalty here moves the sticks.
That's a tough one. That was a good stop on the defense, but it looks like they had pass interference that aided that stop.
Hunsley now fakes the throw, handoff right here, and get too close to the 10-yard line for Dalhousie as Hunsley with the fake.
Yeah, and watching the film, Hunsley does that quite well. He does that quick toss fake, and then the handoff. The late run for the delayed run for the running back. It's a nice little play. It really works well. Puts the linebackers backing up, and then gives them an extra couple of feet that they have to come forward on.
That was Brian on that run there to get it to about the 11-yard line of Holland College. So 2nd and 6, 2nd and 7. Hunsley looking towards the end zone. There's a grab right there, in and out of the hands of the receiver. And they're going to say that's a fumble recovery, I guess, for Holland College.
Boy, that was close. We'll see. That player he didn't have that ball very well before it was stripped out. But, that is the call, Holland College. I think he did have it. I think it was a nice strip. And, again, I think that might have been Ross Young that made that strip. Great play. He did have 2 steps before he got it stripped out.
Kavanaugh caught the ball, as you said, took the 2 steps and then lost it. So once again, we've seen this so many times this season. We've already seen it in the first half. Dalhousie knocking on the door. Holland College defense comes up big.
Yeah, and again, we've said it. This defense really has a knack for, giving up a penalty, giving up a big play, and on the next play, causing an interception, forcing a fumble, picking off a play. They're excellent at this.
Doesn't hurt when you have the Yoda of defensive coordinators on your team, a guy like John Thompson. So see what Sianchuk can do. Throw over the middle and almost picked off as he was trying to hook up there with Charles Gallagher.
Yeah, and a little bit off in his aim there. Tough from these. These are small end zones. It's there's not a lot of room to move around back there. Gutsy call to throw it over the middle, quite frankly, but we've seen Coach Quinlan do that quite often. He's not afraid to throw over the middle, no matter how far back his quarterback's backed up.
It was Sterling that had a hand on that ball, almost picked it off. So that brings up 2nd and 10, and there you see not Sianchuk at quarterback, that's McKenzie at quarterback, and now McKenzie's going to run with it. And he's got a first down here. We got a flag on the play. We thought that was Anton Sianchuk, but that is Taylor Thorne, at quarterback. So true to his word, head coach Quinlan has pulled a couple of his starters here and get some of the backups in.
And Taylor Thorne played for me with the Privateers. He's an excellent quarterback, fantastic athlete. I think he's a top-level tennis player as well, just an all-around natural athlete. And he's been backing up with Holland College here for a couple of years. Certainly knows, and it's a new system with Coach Quinlan, but he'll certainly pick it up quickly. He's an excellent backup. And as I said, he's played for me for years with the Privateers. He's an excellent player and an excellent person. It's nice to see him get out in the field and get some work.
So that call goes against Holland College, so they're right back in the shadow of their goal line right here. Thorne under center. Handoff here. Try to get it to the outside, and that's Van Baden. Baden gets it to about midfield now, and Van Baden's got more yards, and a big run there by Van Baden, and he takes it to about the 35-yard line of Dalhousie, and no flags on the play.
just fantastic for Van Baden. Just a great play. I don't know what to say about that. You know, he backed up in your own end zone, picks the hole, runs through it, and then, you know, he's a big man. That's a big run, big important run for Holland College. He's a big time player.
About 5'10", 250, and boy, he motored down that sideline. So a big offensive play, the biggest gain of the day offensively for Holland College. So 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Try to run this to the outside, and right there, number 27, Stephen Julian. Don't think he gained very much on that play.
No, might have even lost a little bit there. Again, you know, we've talked about the Halifax defense. They really swarm. They're excellent defenders, excellent gang tacklers, and Julian didn't really have a prayer there.
You know, you can really see what Coach Quinlan said, I mean, about this team, this Dalhousie team being very polished, very well coached. You can really see that, especially defensively.
Yeah, and it's not a surprise. Al Wetmore is, you know, he's a defensive guy. He's played in the CFL. He knows what he's doing. He's coached multiple levels over the years. He's also a fitness coach, so his guys are going to be in good shape.
And there's a little shovel pass right there by Taylor Thorne.
Yeah, ill-advised pass there from Taylor. I mean, trying to make those boys run him pretty quick, and he tried to make something out of it. But anyway, it was a forward pass, so no harm done. They'll just, it's the same as any other incompletion. They'll just move on.
Yeah, kind of a dangerous play right there. One of those D linemen get their mitts on it, intercept that ball.
Yeah, it was pretty close. Those guys were. There wasn't a lot of room between that D lineman and that ball there. But anyway, Taylor walks away, and they'll get another series. We'll get to see the Holland College D, it looks like.
So the officials, though, having a conversation here. And they've had a number of conferences here this afternoon on some calls.
Yeah, and you know, the worry on something like that is, did they think that was tipped out of Taylor's hand and that it was a fumble instead of a shovel pass? It looked like a shovel pass to me, but you know, the refs might have had a different angle on it.
So that brings up 3rd down, and Truman will go back there to kick it away for Holland College. So still 6-1 for Holland College, 8:16 remaining in the 3rd quarter of play. Final regular season game for both these teams. Want to do some fine-tuning before they get to the semifinals next week. So Truan at center, and he'll punt that one deep into Dalhousie territory, and good punt coverage right there by Holland College, and that's going to see Dalhousie start their offense from about the 6-yard line. But there is a flag on the play. So we await the call here. And it's going to go against Dalhousie.
Yeah, calling Dalhousie for holding on that kick. Not going to be the end of the world. They're already backed up pretty far. Another half of the distance to the goal is not going to make a lot of difference. But, you know, this is a tough place to start. That was a nice kick by Colin and Colin Truan. And, you know, the player from Dalhousie had trouble tracking that one down. Players were on there again. John Ross Young was in on that tackle. He and number 27, I believe, on the special teams for Holland College. And now we've got Dalhousie backed up on, looks like maybe the 1-yard line, maybe the 2. Tough place to start.
And Truan's done a good job kicking the ball here today when you consider, I mean, most of the kicking has been done by Dearborn. He's come in here and filled in very well.
Yeah, Colin, you know, Colin's an excellent athlete. He's been, as we mentioned in previous games, he's been the MVP of the PEI tackle football, the high school championship last year. He's a first-year player here. And
a tackle by Dearborn as he made the stop inside the end zone.
Now, they're going to say that he got to the 1-foot line, but my, that's awfully
very
close to a safety.
So I thought he tackled him inside the goal line, but they're going to bring it out to, as you say, the 1-foot line. 6:51 remaining in the 3rd quarter. And just talking about Jay Dearborn, he comes up and makes a big tackle here. He's definitely the Swiss Army knife of this defense here, of this whole team, I guess you could say. As we talked about, great punter, great special teams player and fantastic player in the secondary for Holland College. And right there.
Again, I'll see where the spot is. They are saying that he made it past the goal line, but boy, oh boy, that Holland College defense swarming to the running back right now, knowing pretty well that, that's a tough spot to throw from. Taylor Thorne tried it at the other end and almost had an interception. At this end, they're going to play it safe and go for the run and probably take the knee here now. But the Holland College defenders swarming on the running back, knowing that that's going to be a run play.
That was Brian on the run and couldn't find anywhere to go. So, no, back there, we think he's going to take a knee. Will be Wilson for Dalhousie. And sure enough, that's what he does. He takes the knee. And probably a smart move there. And that would have given Holland College, if they tried to kick that one, great field position.
Yeah, I think Holland College could send the house at that point there. And Coach Wetmore knew it. If you try and pass that or you try and kick that out of there and it gets blocked, you're giving up a touchdown. So this case here, smart play, take the 2 points. Still looking at a 7-point game. So, really not a whole lot of difference. Dalhousie's going to need a touchdown before this game's over, whether it's, to tie the game or what have you. So a smart play.
And plenty of time left. 5:41 remaining in the third quarter. So.
Yeah, you start to wonder at this point. I mean, this is I hate to say meaningless. These players are out there playing hard, but at what point does this defense, just break a little bit? They haven't yet this season. They've been playing awesome. They're really confident in what they're doing, but Holland College really relying on this defense quite a bit.
And as we said before, I mean, so many times it looks like they're in trouble and the defense comes up with a big play. I mean, it's just unbelievable how they respond to adversity. And here now is Julian. Julian now breaking to the outside. He's at the 50, the 30, and he is inside the 25-yard line of Dalhousie. What a run there by Julian of Holland College.
Man, oh man, just a great run. Nice big hole. Just took it to the outside. Fantastic play.
But we've got a flag on the play, and I think that might be coming back. So we had a great run there by Van Baden and then Julian, but unfortunately this one is going to come back, and it'll be nullified. Yeah, you never like that. I mean, when you rattle off a 20, 30-yard run and then it has to come back because of a holding call, that really hurts.
That said, I mentioned it was a nice big hole for him to run through. It looks like there might have been a hold involved in that hole.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
You sort of, when you see a hole that big, I guess that's what happened.
So they'll spot that ball at the 35, 36-yard line. And Thorne back in there at quarterback. Anton Sianchuk played the first half. And Thorne is in there. That pass over the middle, that was for Thorburn. In and out of his hands, or excuse me, that's number 9, Dylan Etchlin. That was incomplete, but once again, another flag on the play. And that's going to go against Dalhousie.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's going against Dalhousie. Eklund has to make that call, or make that catch. They put it right into his hands. It was a beautiful ball by Thorne. Eklund has to make that catch.
So 2nd and 10.
But we are now starting to see the Holland College switching in backups. Eklund, backup receiver to Jeff Hillier. So we're starting to see some of the backups coming into the game. Not just Thorne.
Yeah, you don't want to risk any injuries here with the semifinals next week. So 2nd and 10. Or excuse me, 2nd and 5 as Thorne will toss this one in the air, and that's out of the reach of Geno Jones.
And I'm really impressed with Taylor there, Taylor Thorne. You saw him when he was rolling out. He was pointing down the field, go, go. I mean, he's keeping the presence of mind. He's got 3 guys that are probably each of them 100 pounds heavier than him chasing them down. He's still pointing to the receivers, telling them what to do as he's running down the field.
We got a Holland College player on the field right here, number 65. That's Rama McMillan. He's in a little bit of pain. Excuse me, not a little bit of pain, a lot of pain.
Yeah, and I know Rama quite well. He played for me, and if he's down like that, he's a tough man. If he's down, he's got to be hurt. We'll see if he can walk this off.
And an offensive lineman that Holland College can't afford to lose, and he can't put too much weight on that right leg.
Still, it's good to see him walking. I mean, that's a good sign. We saw Rama. He went out. I think it was the first game of the year. He'd gone out on a penalty. He'd been ejected, and it really changed the look of the offense after that.
I said he couldn't put any weight on his right leg. It's his left leg, and he has to be helped off. Yeah, that having him thrown out of that first home game, really changed the complexion and really hurt their running attack.
Yeah, Rama's he's a great offensive lineman. He and Zach Davidson, the two privateers that I've managed to coach the last few years, that both anchor the right side of the line here for Holland College.
So 2nd and 5 again, pitch out here to Van Baden, and he is swarmed. Van Baden's going to cut it back the other way and gets back maybe to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looks like he got back. Boy, oh boy, for a big man, he's awful nimble.
I thought he was going to be able to make that play when he cut it back, but there were just too many defenders and gold jerseys around him.
Yeah, and again, impressed with the Dalhousie defense. That's the kind of play that you see where a player turns it back and the players have overcommitted to one side. Nobody's watching that backside. And Dalhousie obviously had their guys committed. They were staying where they were, staying home, and making sure that nobody could turn that into a big play.
Number 60 seems to be down here for Dalhousie. That's Brian McCachran, excuse me.
It looks like a cramp the way they're working on his leg there. Hope that's all it is. You'd hate to see somebody get hurt this time of the season.
Yeah, looking for McMillan on the sideline right here. And I believe that's him at the end of the bench, yeah, by himself. So hopefully he's going to be okay and be able to get back in the game. But I would think if he's nicked up a little bit that Coach Quinlan won't take any chances.
Yeah, no, they'll likely, unless he's fine. It's funny. You can get a quick cramp. You can get something like that. Very, very painful, but you can walk it off. But I think in this case here, the amount of time he spent down, I know Rama. He's one tough guy, and so he's probably going to be done for the rest of this game. Make sure he's good and healthy for next week.
Some of his teammates coming over there to talk to him on the bench, and still have the Dalhousie player down, and training staff is going to have to take him off the field, and looks like it's a knee injury here. Yeah, and that's one thing. You don't want to have an injury. Last regular season game, it's kind of a meaningless game. You do not want your season ended the last regular season game before you get to the playoffs.
No, not when the playoffs are already set, for sure. I mean, it's football's it's a game of motion. It's a game where you have to have your motor running, but at the same time, all of these guys are probably thinking, playoff seeds are set. We're playing next week at home in front of the home crowd.
Right.
You want to be playing there.
So McCachran really having some problems here with his mobility, so they're going to have to help him off the field. So 4 minutes remaining here in the third quarter, 8-1 for Holland College, as McCachran gets helped off the field. So very reminiscent of the game that started this regular season off, a defensive battle, 19-11 in that first game back on September the 19th in Dalhousie that Holland College won. And to prove that it was a defensive battle, I mean, the big touchdown was from D lineman Josh Palmer in that game for Holland College. So Truman back to punt this one away. And that's picked up there by McNeil, and McNeil gets to about the 49-yard line. So another chance now for Dalhousie to go to work on offense, trailing here by 7. What do you make of Hunsley's game here today?
You know, Hunsley, this is what we've seen from him. You know, he's got the ability to throw the ball downfield. He's had a pick, which I think he's had picks in almost every game. But he's a solid quarterback. Hasn't run a whole lot, and he's got that in his arsenal as well. But no, it's a nice game on Hunsley's part. But he just hasn't been able to get that finish.
Hunsley in the pocket, throws that one over the middle, and Peach came over and put the tackle on Chuhan. So that ball hit him in the chest, and then Peach was right there.
Yeah, that was a nice play on Peach's part. Let's see if he was early. Yeah, they're going to call it on Holland College. I'm not sure if it was Peach or somebody else.
So pass interference call, I guess, on Holland College here. So they'll bring that ball to 50-yard line of Holland College. So Hunsley in the shotgun. Throws that one down the middle. Great catch right there by Alex Bain, and he gets knocked down at the 30-yard line.
And, you know, that's the first time we've seen that deep safety. The Holland College play that safety back so far. It's the first time we've seen him into the play today. Says a little bit about the Dalhousie passing game, but nice to see. Those are the types of plays where he comes in handy, making that big hit on that receiver. And good job on that receiver to hold that ball, boy. He got hit pretty hard there.
Alex Bain has made a number of great catches here this afternoon. Taking a look to my right here, I see Rama McMillan. He is done for the day. He's heading to the dressing room. So 1:53 remaining here in the second quarter, and Dalhousie looking to get something going here on offense, and a pass over the middle again. That's to number 17, Bernier, and Bernier takes it in close to the 10-yard line, maybe the 12-yard line of Holland College.
And now we see Hunsley warming up. That's twice now Lang Richardson's had to be on a play. So, you know, we see Hunsley starting to warm up a little bit, maybe sign of things to come. We'll see.
So,
and that's Lang Richardson banged up on the play. He made the tackle to stop that play.
Training staff come out to take a look at him. Now I'm watching here, as I mentioned, I was watching Rama McMillan walking off the field here. He seems to be okay, so hopefully he'll be ready for next week.
Yeah, I mean he's
limping
a big
a
part
little
of
bit.
it. He's
Yeah.
limping a bit, and you know, but he seems to be okay. He's not being carried off or anything like that of that nature. So hopefully he'll be okay for next week.
So Richardson coming off the field here for Holland College as he gets nicked up a little bit. And Dalhousie knocking on the door here at the 12-yard line. 1st and 10 for Dalhousie, looking to get their first major of the day. We just talked about Hunsley, and as soon as we said that, he started connecting with some of his receivers. Hunsley back in that shotgun. And he's going to throw it again, looking, and that pass incomplete.
Rushford on the play there, putting the pressure on. I actually bumped into Jake Rushford's parents at the halftime. They mentioned he's a Charlottetown rural grad who played basketball in his high school days, and as you mentioned, Van Baden was in a class with him and asked him to come out and try out for the football team.
Yeah, he's a big kid, so I could see him playing basketball. So that intended receiver was Bernier. That brings up 2nd and 10. Hunsley fakes the pass, and there's the running play, and that didn't fool anybody. That was number 69, Monroe, moving up there to make the tackle.
You know, Hunsley's great with that fake, but at some point you actually have to make that pass or the defense is not going to believe you. So at some point here, he's going to have to throw in an offensive play where he throws that quick, even if he just throws it away. You know, he's got to, otherwise the defense is going to start keying on him in that pistol formation where he just makes that quick snap and hands it off.
So that brings up third down here, and Wilson out to kick the field goal for Dalhousie. Ball is down. Wilson puts it up, and that is good. So a field goal makes it 8-4 as we're going to start the fourth quarter here. So Dalhousie chipping away at that lead. So we've seen that quite a bit here in this game. You know, the offenses, they haven't been very consistent, but they've moved the ball a little bit and gives you, you know, that inkling that something's going to get done on offense, and then eventually the defenses step up and make big plays, or you get a penalty call. So
yeah, I mean, both of these offenses have shown they can move the ball. They just haven't shown they can be consistent enough to score touchdowns. It's you know, it's probably a little disheartening for them. I know that a lot of the players are probably thinking last game meaningless, but you know, as a coach, you got your guys out there. You want to see them finish those plays and finish those drives.
And there's been chances for both teams in the red zones, and they just can't seem to get their red zone offenses in gear.
Yeah, definitely.
So we get ready now for fourth quarter action, 8-4 here for Holland College. Holland College will start things off at the 35-yard line. And Thorne's still in there at quarterback for the Hurricanes. Here comes some pressure now, and he is sacked. And that will take him back to Holland College, back to around the 25-yard line. As again, pressure there from that Dalhousie defense. And Thorne just had no time to get that ball off.
No, he really didn't. He didn't even really have time to set up and run. That's, again, great pressure from those four linemen from Dalhousie. You know, it's not very often you see a team in any league that can get consistent pressure just with their four linemen. I'm very impressed with the way they're playing today.
That's a loss of about 7 yards there. So second and around 17. Thorne drops back, throws it down the middle, and it's picked off. Sterling with the pickoff, and he will take it deep into Holland College territory, still on his feet. And that'll be around the 14-yard line of Holland College. So a big interception by Jordan Sterling.
Yeah, nice play by Sterling, and Thorne off target there. You know, that's the we talked about earlier. You know, you're throwing over the middle. If you're off target just a little bit, there's going to be a DB nearby, and Sterling made the nice play on the ball.
So 13:40 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Great opportunity here now for Dalhousie to take the lead. And they've been here before. We just talked about it. Red zone offenses for both teams haven't been very good. So there's a chance to turn that around, at least from Dalhousie's standpoint. So 1st and 10 from the 15 of Holland College. Hunsley back. And throws that ball away. And you could really see that Hunsley struggled with his footing, and now we get a flag, a late flag.
Now, I'm not sure if that's a late flag for intentional grounding or if a player said something to head official Rob St. Pierre, but I'm hoping that's intentional grounding. I mean, it was pretty clear that Hunsley was about to be sacked, and he just threw the ball into the ground.
So we'll await the call here.
No, picking up the flag, so they're not going to call him for intentional grounding. They're going to say that there was a tight end or someone nearby when he threw that ball into the ground. Coach Quinlan obviously not impressed with that call.
Yeah, and he's talking to one of the officials there, very animated. He thinks it's intentional grounding.
Well, and I think he's right. I mean, you see a quarterback about to get sacked, 2 guys on him. You know, Taylor Thorne ate the ball and just took the sack. But in this case, I mean, smart play on Hundley's part to throw that down and hope that the refs see a tight end nearby when there's maybe not one there.
And Coach Quinlan, he walked down the sideline there to talk to that official. So first down and goal here for Dalhousie. Hunsley with the pass, and that's caught there. And Hunsley and Dalhousie continue to move the ball a bit. I said it was at the 10-yard line. Correct that. That was at the 15-yard line. So it'll bring up third down here.
And only 2 yards on that play. Again, I know we saw John Ross Young get beat one time, but again, excellent coverage there. You know, this young man's first-year player. He's a linebacker, and they've had him out in coverage, and he's been playing very, very well.
So Wilson will come on to kick yet another field goal for Dalhousie. Wilson kicked the field goal to end that third quarter to make it 8-4. And this one is up, and it's good once again. So now the Dalhousie Tigers within a point here. 8-7 with 11:48 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and let's see how Holland College steps up. I mean, we've seen them in previous games when they get, you know, when teams get close in the third quarter, get close in the fourth quarter. That's when Holland College turns it on. But, you know, are the guys going to be that willing to do that today, knowing full well that all that's really on the line is that 16-game win streak?
So still plenty of football left here. So we got a game on our hands. It's been a defensive battle between these two teams. So Thorne is going to come back out here after giving up that interception on the last possession for Holland College. Thorne now running to the outside with the throw, and that's incomplete. And I don't know. We got a flag on the play. I don't know if that play was intended there or if.
Well, I think Thorne lost his footing and still was throwing the ball as he was losing his footing. So, again, we talked about field conditions today, but it looked like a blown play on top of it. It looked like Thorne and the running back, Van Bauden, weren't on the same page.
So he was ruled down there on that play.
And I'm not seeing a call on that flag, so either they're picking the flag up or it's been declined.
Brings up second down here. Thorne, he's going to put that one down the middle, and it's picked off right there by number 19 for Dalhousie, Mackenzie Inglis. And he takes that ball out around the 45-yard line, close to the 45-yard line. So again, another interception there by Thorne, an ill-advised pass going over the middle once again. And yeah, I don't know who the receiver was that he was throwing the ball to.
No, Frankie Beaton was there in the area, but nowhere close to where that ball was going. Now, Frank, this is his, he's a late addition to the Holland College team. Perhaps he was running the wrong route, or maybe Thorne was just offline, but no one really close to that play.
So Dalhousie takes over the 46 of Holland College. So again, another opportunity here for Dalhousie. Get 6 points on the board. Hunsley with the pass over the middle. And that is caught there by number 16 for Dalhousie, Kavanaugh.
Dearborn with the climbing tackle there. He went pretty much right over the receiver on the way of taking them down.
So Hunsley seems to have it going here offensively. He's getting into a bit of a rhythm.
And we certainly knew that's possible. I mean, Hunsley, he's had an up and down season. There's no doubt. But this is a guy who's won the whole thing. If he can get into a rhythm, get going, Holland College has got to pay attention.
So 2nd and 3. Hunsley over the middle once again, and another reception there. That time, Bain's made about 5 or 6 real big catches over the middle here today for Dalhousie.
Yeah, and that one for a first down. That's the one of the things we saw earlier was Bain maybe making a catch 1 yard short, but nice play there to get that first down.
So 9:55, 8-7 for our Holland College here. Hunsley in the shotgun, looking for a receiver, gets it over the middle once again, and are they going to say that the receiver was down? That was number 9, Chuan, with the catch, and I guess they're going to say he was down by contact.
Yeah, Whitman had taken him down. He's definitely hit the field before that ball bounced, but a big hit by Whitman. I mean, he really picked that young man up and dropped him. But definitely, yeah, his back certainly hit the ground, and that's what caused the fumble.
So second down and about 2 for Dalhousie as they're coming on strong here offensively. And broken play right there, and a big sack, a huge sack for Holland College.
Rushford again. I mean, again, this is just amazing. This young man who played high school, we can actually see the high school from where we're standing. He played basketball in high school, and now here he is. I think that's 2 or 3 sacks.
Sacks today.
And multiple pressures for a young man who's just learning to play football.
Unbelievable game for Jake Rushford, and again, another big play on the defense. We've said it all day long. Hate to sound like a broken record, but when things are looking bad, the defense comes up with that big play, and they got one right there, a big sack.
Yeah.
Wilson punts this one away. Big punt by Wilson, and that is in the end zone, and big special teams play here by Dalhousie. What a punt by Wilson.
Excellent punt. Excellent punt.
He put that in the corner of the end zone. So that ties up this game.
Here we are for the first time. Yeah, for the first time, we're really looking at a tie game, Holland College fourth quarter, and the 16-game streak certainly on the line. Dalhousie has been playing very, very well. Thorne has to come out now. He has to come out here and be efficient. He has to. He can't throw a pick this time. He's got to come out. He's got to play smart and really watch what he's doing with this ball. Know that he's in sync with his receivers and play smart here.
Yeah, the last 2 offensive series, he has tossed interceptions, and that's put Dalhousie in real good field position. So let's see what he can do here. Try to get a drive going with 8:10 remaining, and we're tied at 8 apiece. Give Dalhousie full marks here. I mean, they had some problems offensively, but their defense has come up big for them, and now the offense is kind of getting in sync here. Yeah,
Holland College has given them the ability, the capability. They're giving them these short fields, but at the same time, Hunsley's playing well, and special teams there. Another great play. That was a fantastic punt.
So Thorne under center here. And a handoff, and again, another broken play as Van Baden ran with it, but they lost about 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah, and it looked like Frank Beaton, number 18, who I mentioned is just new to the team. It looked like he was a little behind the play there. Just seemed to be more in the quarterback's way than anything and broke that play up. Again, now we're talking about backups, but we still expect your backups. Football's a sport. You're only one play away from being on the field. You expect the backups to be a little more efficient.
So they lost about 5 yards on that play by the looks of it.
And this is dangerous. This is a situation Taylor Thorne was in the previous series, 2nd and 15, and through the costly interception.
So the handoff right here, that's Julian trying to find some territory, and he gets tackled down. We got a flag on the play.
Tough run for Julian there. Lots of Halifax defenders, or lots of Dalhousie defenders swarming, and penalty on Holland College, holding on Holland College. So suspect that'll be declined, and 3rd down.
So the offense sputtering a little bit here as Taylor Thorne can't seem to get anything going at quarterback for Holland College, and Truan will have to come out here and punt this ball away.
Colin Truan, I don't expect it, but Colin Truan is a fantastic runner. It wouldn't might not be a bad time to call a fake, but I doubt they'll do so.
Truan punts this one now. Kenzie McNeil will. Oh, and Kenzie McNeil. He was going to pick that ball up. It bounced over his hand, and then he got nailed. And a flag on the play is Stephen McMillan with the hit there on McNeil.
You know, McNeil was definitely out of the play. McMillan's coming in on that one, and late hit. You can't have that. It's late in the game, but again, the Dalhousie punter is doing that little fake punt. I'm going to pick it up and then let it go out of bounds. One of these times, he's going to get hit. You know, you can't be doing that fake all the time. This is a game where you have to pick that ball up. If you're going to do that little feint, like you're going to pick it up, you're going to get hit. Now, in that case, no excuse for McMillan. He was obviously out of the field when he did the little feint. McMillan's got to know where the sideline is.
So that's call against Holland College, and that will go deep into their territory here. That's where Dalhousie will start their offense. We'll say it's the 35, 36-yard line.
And again, we're looking at a situation where, Holland College giving Dalhousie the ball, good field position to start off a series. They're really playing with fire here. 6 minutes to go. If Dalhousie can run off a nice series here, this could end it.
Hunsley has been red hot here in this second half for Dalhousie. Hunsley back to throw, puts this one up, and a great catch right there. And we got a flag on the play.
Yeah, there'll be pass interference on top of that. Linebacker, I think it was Alex Fitzpatrick, was on the coverage there for that receiver, and the receiver made a great job to make that catch through the pass interference.
I believe that was Gavin that made the catch right there. So
they're going to decline that and take the catch. I mean, that's one of those situations when you're a player, you see the guy's got you beat, you make the hit. In this case, I mean, Dalhousie actually made a fantastic catch on top of it. Normally you just see that penalty to stop the play, but the Dalhousie player actually worked right through it. So Dalhousie declined that and take the first down.
So first down at the Holland College 20-yard line. 5:49 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Hunsley to throw again, and a drop pass, and that was Bernier. He was wide open. It was in and out of his hands.
And that's a tough play there. I mean, that ball's in his hands. It's a quick pass, but he's got to pull that in. These are the situations where you see a guy, he turns around, there's nobody on him. He pulls that pass in. He's going to get a few more yards after the play, and just probably started to think about the run before he actually made the catch.
Just about to say that. He was looking at that end zone there, and he should have concentrated on just getting the possession of the ball. So 2nd and 10. Hunsley going to put this one in the end zone, and that's a touchdown for Dalhousie. And Nick Hunsley, we talked about how hot he had been in the second half, and he makes a perfect pass in the end zone here for a touchdown to give Dalhousie the lead.
And in the past, the cornerback had great coverage. For a second there, I thought that corner was going to pull that down, but Bernier makes up for that drop pass the previous play. Comes up and makes a fantastic catch. He was really pressured there and still managed to come down with that ball.
So there's a flag on the play, but I think that might...
Objectionable conduct on Dalhousie.
It's going against Dalhousie, is it?
The flag came after the play. It was likely something said in the scrum afterwards.
Right. So 14-8 as we await the extra point, and Dalhousie's offense has been like a house on fire here in the second half, and Wilson will come on now to kick this extra point. As a matter of fact, it's been all Dalhousie here in the second half. And that extra point is up, and it's good, and that makes it 15-8 here with 5:25 remaining in the fourth quarter. So a major turn of events here in this second half.
Yeah, and now we'll see. I mean, I suspect Coach Quinlan, this is a man who's played in CIS championship, won the CIS championship. I don't suspect he cares very much whether he has a 5-1 or a 6-0 record going into the playoffs. But at the same time, there's a lot of Holland College fans here today who are pretty proud of that 16 straight win streak. We'll see how this works.
So 5:25, plenty of football left. No need to panic if you're Holland College, but full marks to Dalhousie, the way they've put together drives here in the second half. And, they've capitalized on some bad offensive plays by Holland College. Their defense has capitalized and put the offense in good position.
And, give Hunsley full marks. I mean, we've seen the Holland College offense sputter a little bit in the past, and the Holland College defense has come up and stopped it. And in this case, the Holland College offense sputtering, but the Dalhousie offense is coming through for them.
A short kick right there by Dalhousie. Number 26 for Holland College. Max Malo with that return.
Yeah, and always a tricky spot there. You see those short kicks. I mean, it depends on whether the offense, whether the Dalhousie knew that was going to be a short kick. Sometimes those come out wrong and the players aren't ready for it, and it leads to a big play on the other team. But in this case, it looked like they were intentionally sending a short kick.
And now we got a flag on the play, and I think it's going to go against Holland College. As one of the assistant coaches has had a little verbal confrontation with the officials there.
Some of these assistant coaches, they've been pretty vocal on the field. You know what? That's the coach's job. You're an assistant coach. You need to just settle down a little bit. Let your head coach do the talking for the team.
And I think one of the coaches here for Holland College has been ejected as they seems to be walking towards the locker room. So Coach Quinlan trying to find out what this call is, and one of the coaches is walking off the field here. So
I'm not sure which coach that is, but you can't have coaches on the field. And I mean, I've been there. I actually have more than once gotten a penalty as a coach, as a head coach. But you certainly don't want your assistant coaches getting in that situation. You want to be clear with your referees, and you want to be clear when you don't like a call. But at the same time, you can't be giving up yards as an assistant coach yelling at refs.
So we'll see where they place that ball here with 5:14 remaining in the fourth quarter. 15-8 for Dalhousie. Thorne has really struggled here in this second half. He replaced Anton Sianchuk. He's been picked off a couple of times here. See if he can get a drive going. Throws this one to the sideline. That's incomplete, as he was looking for Gino Jones.
Yeah, and Jones lost his footing there, tried to come around on a comeback route, 7 up, 5 back, but just lost his footing, and there was nothing Thorne could do but throw that one away.
Coach Quinlan with the signals on a new play here, 2nd and 10. Thorne in the shotgun. 4:49 remaining now in fourth quarter play. Thorne drops back to throw it, and that one is knocked down. Good defensive play right there by, I believe, number 38, Holmes.
Yeah, 38 came in there. Dylan Eklund, again, had his hands on the ball, but I think it was probably a good play on his part just to get that broken up. It looked like it could have gone to either Eklund or the Dalhousie defender at that point.
So 2 and out for Holland College. Chewin has to come back out on his 20-yard line. He'll punt this one. A bad snap, and now Chewin's in trouble right here. And he gets it back to the line of scrimmage, and that's where Dalhousie will take over.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like the wheels have come off a little bit for Holland College here. Some backups are in, and they're not playing very well. I mentioned it earlier. Colin Truan, actually, if that ball had even gotten to him, he's an excellent field runner. He's got great vision, but he had to be able to get that ball in his hands. A little bit closer even, and he might have just decided to take that and run, but nothing he could do at that point.
So some breakdowns on special teams, breakdowns offensively for Holland College, and it's costing them here. 4:29 remaining. And we'll see now what Hunsley does. Does he keep it on the ground, try to run off some of that clock, or does he continue to throw? So nobody in the backfield is going to throw once again. And that is caught there. I believe that's Bain.
Yeah, Bain again covered by Ross Young, and Ross Young making another great play. John Ross Young to hold that to a small gain. Hunsley right now, I know he doesn't have his favorite running back in. At the same time, Jay Dearborn, Alex Fitzpatrick, these guys are out there. They can make plays. I don't know if I want to put the ball in the air too much with 4 minutes left to go. A pass in Jay Dearborn's direction may be the best play Holland College will have all day.
I said that was Bain. It was Gavin that made the catch there for Dalhousie. And Bain and Gavin, two real big receivers for this Dalhousie Tigers team. Hunsley again, some pressure on him. And throws that ball, and that's incomplete as he tried to find Godfrey there as the Holland College defense put some pressure there on Hunsley.
Yeah, no surprise Josh Palmer coming through. I mean, Josh Palmer, now we've got, that Holland College defense has both Palmer and Rushford on each side. A lot of pressure being able to put on by that. And a nice play by Hunsley to get that ball out.
So Wilson goes back to punt this ball away. Time running out here on Holland College. Need to get something going here. So high snap. It goes over the head now of Wilson. And Wilson gets it off. And we got a flag on the play on the return.
Yeah, I would suspect that's going to be the 5-yard halo. Alex Fitzpatrick picking that ball up smartly and running with it. I don't think the Dalhousie players gave him enough room. If I'm right, that'll be another 15 yards.
I was amazed that Wilson got that off. I mean,
boy,
that went sailing right over his head.
Definitely. I mean, that was pretty amazing. Smart play probably would have been to eat it, but these guys, they know what they're doing. They're used to this. There's not much that'll phase a punter. A good punter, he'll be able to get that off, and it was a great play.
So 3:06 remaining here in the fourth quarter in this Holland College offense. They have to get something going here. Pitch this one out now to Julian. And again, Dalhousie defense looking really solid to make the stop there.
Yeah, small loss on the play. The Dalhousie defense read that one all the way. This is it. I mean, Taylor Thorne, he's been a backup on this team for several years. He had a chance to be the starting quarterback in Sianchuk. They had a competition this year, and Sianchuk won it. But he's got to come out and show these coaches that he can do something right now.
So 2:50 now left in regulation. 15-8 for Dalhousie. See what Taylor Thorne can do here. Hand off to Julian. Tries to take it to the outside, and again, he got stuffed there. I mean, this team in the goal has done a fantastic job defensively, and another 2-and-out situation for Holland College.
Yeah, and you know what? I think they're at the point. Coach Winslow at the point now. I hate to say it, but I think he's at the point where he just wants this game over with. He's calling some fairly predictable runs and watching the clock wind down.
So the 16-game undefeated streak on the line here. 2:30 remaining. So Truan will.
No, Dearborn's back to punt this time.
To punt. So this is the first time that we've seen Jay Dearborn punt here today. And I'm looking at that. Dearborn's going to run with it, see if he can get the first down. We got a flag on the play. And no, he's short of the first down. Ball comes loose, but I think he was already down.
We'll just have to see what the flag was there. Wondered with Dearborn coming out if they wanted the bit. He's got a bit bigger leg than Colin Truin, or if it was going to be the fake, and it was the fake.
And you see that left leg of Jay Dearborn, it's heavily taped, so I'm wondering if it's not his kicking leg, but I'm wondering if that's the reason why he hasn't been kicking the ball here today.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. I mean, Colin is an excellent backup in that area, but Dearborn certainly has a bit bigger leg than Colin.
So a holding call against Holland College. So Dalhousie will take over here and basically try to run the clock out with 2:02 remaining. Hunsley again in the shotgun. Receivers in motion. Tosses this one out to Gavin, and Gavin gets it to around the 30-yard line of Holland College. And Gavin has made a couple of big catches down the stretch here for Dalhousie.
Another play there, and another play for Gavin with those short passes. Playing with fire a little bit, I got to say. I mean, and it was Holland College. They haven't given up totally yet. They called a linebacker blitz with Fitzpatrick on Hunsley. So, you know, they're certainly expecting that Dalhousie's passing.
So Holland College, they need a big play defensively here now. Need a turnover of some sort with 1:39 remaining. Hunsley, the throw again, this time gets it out here for Godfrey, makes the reception and gets that ball close to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, another short throw out in the flat. Holland College having troubles defending those, and Hunsley seems to know it. He seems to know he's going to have a guy open out there in that 7-8 yards in the flat area.
So said it was the 10, is actually the 15-yard line of Holland College. So 1st and 10. And now we have whistles on the players, some Holland College players trying to get off the field here.
Yeah, Coach Thompson came out. He didn't think they were going to get off the field in time, so saved himself another few yards by calling the timeout.
So it's going to be very interesting. Playoffs start next week. It's one or done, and Dalhousie going to take on UMB Fredericton, and they had quite the game earlier on this season. I believe it was a 37-36 shootout in overtime, so that should be a very interesting game. Those two teams, they played last week, and Dalhousie beat UMB Fredericton 31-20, so some high-scoring games when those two teams get together, and Holland College will face their old nemesis, St. John Seawolves, so that's going to be played here, and as we've said before, two teams that just simply do not like each other. And it's always interesting when those two teams get together. You never know what's going to happen.
No, I mean, we saw them earlier in the season play here, and it was a chippy game, multiple flags. Flags. At one point, it seemed like there was a flag on about 15 straight plays.
Yes, exactly. Every play almost in that first half, there was a flag in that game against St. John. So 1st and 10 as Dalhousie in the red zone once again of Holland College. Hunsley throws this one up, and that's incomplete, as the intended receiver right there was Alex Bain.
Max Mallow on the coverage, I believe, was 26. Boy, he had close coverage there. You know, he played it safe and stripped the ball away, but if he turned around, he might have had a shot at an interception.
I can't even remember the last time that Nick Hunsley actually handed the ball off on a running play. It's been majority of the plays here have been pass plays by Dalhousie.
That's really impressive. I hadn't thought of it. You know, he's just been passing the ball. This is the team that's got a 7-point lead with a minute to go, and he's going for it. Another pass.
Put it up in the air once again in the corner, and that's a touchdown. And that's Gavin, I believe, with a catch right there, and that will do it probably, folks, with 1:17 remaining. Another touchdown. Excuse me, I said that was Gavin. They say it's Bain with the catch there for the touchdown. And I think, Vern, that's going to seal it for Dalhousie here in this contest.
Yeah, it is, and I mean, I think Hunsley found a matchup he liked there on Mallow, and he went right back to the exact same play a second time. Mallow unable to strip that ball a second time, and this is something where, again, from Coach Quillen's standpoint, whether he's 5-1 or 6-0 really doesn't make a difference. He's put some backups in, give them some playing time, and from a backup standpoint, there's nothing more frustrating than having a situation where you haven't been in a lot in the season. You know it's sort of a time for backups to come in and they don't go in. It almost, from the player's standpoint, you want to be out there to play. And, Dalhousie's taking a bit of an advantage, but some of their backups are in too. I mean, Legier not there.
So 22-8 for Dalhousie. They've just erupted here, especially in this fourth quarter. They really got in sync offensively, and Hunsley has just been amazing. I mean, those two last touchdowns almost identical to each other. We found the receiver in the back corner of the end zone and put up a beautiful ball there for touchdowns on both occasions.
Yeah, and great pass, great throw. We know Hunsley can do this. He's won a championship, but he's obviously got a rhythm and a pass that he likes there in that back of the end zone, that more or less a fade route.
So Wilson will kick this one off. 22-8, and for the longest while we didn't see any offense in this game. It was 6-1 at the half, and then all of a sudden Dalhousie, I don't know what they did in terms of game planning for the second half, but whatever they did, it really helped them to get this lead. Tackle there on special teams by Adam Drake.
So we see Taylor Thorne come out now. We've got 1:12 left. Taylor's going to want to do something here, whether it's a big run or a pass. He's going to want to show these coaches that, that he can still get something done. This has been a tough second half for him coming in. Probably a good opportunity for him to show the coaches, and he hasn't quite stepped up yet. But, he's certainly going to want to come out here and do something right now just to show the coaches that he can play well when he has to get in.
At least string a few plays together here, to get some confidence. Thorne with 2 interceptions here in this second half. Thorne throws that ball, and it's caught. Number 13 for Holland College catches that one. Jess Borden. Yeah, if you can just make a few more plays here and
if you saw that pass, he's got a beautiful throw.
Exactly, and just end the game on a good note offensively. He's going to throw once again and gets it out here for Gino Jones. Gino Jones gets away from the tackle right there, got away from a couple of tackles, and takes it to about midfield. So that's a good note for Taylor Thorne.
Yeah, and like I say, I've coached him in the past. He's a great passer. He's got a great throw. He's just got to get a little more confidence here and get some passes that are not, in traffic. Get them to receivers that are open out in the flats, say.
They place that ball at the 50, and then another throw here by Thorne. Gets it to number 16, Thomas McKenzie. So another first down here. So he's moved the ball very nicely here with 50 seconds remaining in regulation.
And now we're seeing them go to a hurry-up offense. Taylor commanding the huddle and calling the plays right from commanding the offense without going to a huddle.
Thorne to throw again, and Gino Jones with a nice catch there. So some real nice plays here by Taylor Thorne, making amends for those 2 interceptions.
Yeah, you know what? This is maybe Coach Quaylen showing them. You get out there and run that offense. Don't huddle. Hurry this thing up. We know what you're doing, and get out there and do it. And it's working for Taylor.
So 2nd and about 5. He's going to throw this one up, and it's intercepted. The second interception of the afternoon by Jordan Sterling. And just when Taylor Thorne had something going there offensively, was in sync with his receivers, puts one up, and Jordan Sterling picks it off.
Yeah, he had Eklund down the sideline, but that was double covered. The safety was watching Eklund when he broke. Not a great decision by Taylor, and the ball looked pretty good. Eklund probably could have gone up and tried to fight for it. He didn't. But at the same time, that was throwing into double coverage. That's been his problem today, and so didn't see that double coverage out there.
So 25.6 seconds remaining, and Nick Hunsley and the Dalhousie Tigers are going to walk away with a victory here. And I would think he would take a knee here and take no chances and just get out of here with a victory.
You would think that, but the way he's been playing, he might start throwing again.
Throwing again, yeah. They went to the air in the second half, and it really helped them out. Barely any running plays from Dalhousie in the second half of this contest.
Yeah, I mean they put the game on Hunsley, and Hunsley produced. He showed up and really impressed me this afternoon. I've watched some of their previous games. He's had some problems with interceptions. Played very well today. Had some matchups that he really liked, and he went back to them over and over. And it really showed that when he's comfortable and has a player or two that he likes, he can produce.
It's funny, when Legier went out of the game, that's, I guess, when they changed the game plan. They were going to throw a little bit more without Zach Legier in there, because in that first half he was a real workhorse for Dalhousie.
Yeah, and the previous games I've watched, he's been the Dalhousie offense in a lot of ways. So with Legier out, I would have, if you told me at halftime Legier's not going to play, I would have thought this would be Holland College's game.
So that does it. The final score here, Dalhousie defeats Holland College by a score of 22-8, and that ends the 16-game undefeated streak for the Holland College Hurricanes. So a little bit of a shocker here. Next week it'll be Holland College against the St. John Seawolves in one semifinal game. Dalhousie will take on UMB Fredericton in the other semifinal game. So the final score, once again, 22-8 for Dalhousie over Holland College. On behalf of our crew and Vern McIntyre, I'm Peter Ruckazer saying good afternoon from UPI Alumni Canada Games Place right here in Charlottetown.